Astros here for 3, looking to get things going against the division rivals and the A's, and Jose Altuve hitting third. He's looking to just get going this month. It hasn't been kind to him. He's been a hitless in his last couple of games, but playing here at the Coliseum is always good for Jose Altuve. Numbers prove that. He's only gotten hitless in 5 out of 35 games he's played in this ballpark since 2013, when the Astros made the switch to the AL West there. You see his numbers: 356, 19 runs, the extra base hits for him, 8 multi-hit games here, guys. And Jose Altuve maybe even a little more comfortable at this home plate than others. I'm not sure if he sees the ball a little bit better here, but we all hope to see maybe the number 200 during this series, maybe even tonight. Ash?
Thanks, Julia. And yes, the Astros obviously on a nightly basis need Jose Altuve and his bat, and it has been quiet. The Astros able to win one of those games that he went hitless in Seattle. So yeah, bring it tonight for Jose Altuve. And of course the Astros need every win they can get right now. That lineup tonight brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For AJ Hinch and Company, it'll be birthday boy George Springer leading it off. He's 27 years of age today. Yuli Gurriel and Jose Altuve follow. The middle 3 in the order: Carlos Correa, Evan Gattis, and Marwin Gonzalez. And the bottom 3: Teoscar Hernandez, Jason Castro, and Jake Marisnick.
Jharel Cotton on the mound for the Oakland Athletics. He will be the 14th different starting pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. That is the second most in the American League. The Angels have the top spot with 15. Fastball, changeup is his #1 pitch. Almost acts like a screwball from what we've heard.
Yeah, that change is pretty vaunted already. 93 on the first fastball that George takes. 0-1 the count. Springer just hit his 28th home run of the season the other day, has retaken the club lead with those 28 bombs. And again, happy birthday to George, 27 years of age. 73 degrees here at game time. Actually rather muggy in Oakland, surprising, and yet you get to this time of year, much warmer than June or July in downtown San Francisco. 0-2 the count. These Oakland A's have been playing very well. They've won 2 in a row. They've won 6 of 7, and they've been playing some pretty good clubs in doing that. Curveball got him looking. Springer on 3 pitches is gone on strikes.
Well, hey, he's got a curveball too, and that one looked pretty good. Good old-fashioned 12-6.
Hear about that changeup so much, and then you get the yacker.
Last time out, he only threw it 8% of the time.
Quickly, guys on the dugout get a glimpse of what a guy can throw, and maybe the guinea pig is what George Springer feels like after having gone up there for that at-bat. Yuli Gurriel stands in. First pitch swinging, drills it to center, but it hangs, and Eibner's right there to make the play. That ball was scorched to center field for an out.
That ball was hit well. There's Cotton. Came over in that Dodger trade for Rich Hill and Josh Reddick. He's made 2 starts. Whipped right at 1, pretty good. Led PCL at time of trade with 155 strikeouts. Doesn't rack up the strikeouts so far in the first couple starts. He had 3 against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Had 2 against Kansas City.
From St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, 24 years of age. Went to junior college, actually attended high school in the U.S. and then eventually drafted that by the Dodgers as Jose Altuve's first pitch swinging, taps one foul at the plate. Signed with the Dodgers and came over in a trade deadline deal between the Dodgers and A's this year. Jharel Cotton works the 0-1 to Altuve. There's that curveball once again, and maybe he's going to break that out a little more than the numbers have said. A lot of times you'll get that youngster coming to the big leagues. Pitching coaches will tell them to settle in with a couple of pitches, make sure they dominate with that fastball. But eventually the guy will get back to the pitches he's comfortable with. High fastball fouled back. It's 1-2 on Jose. Altuve still leading the league in hitting, but the month of September has not been kind. Still hitting that occasional home run, a couple here in the month, 5 RBIs. But the Astros, quite frankly, need more from Jose. Altuve leading the Astros in RBIs, 94 of them. Able to lay off the curveball. 2-2 the count. And Jarrell Cotton, as well as a number of the other younger and new name Oakland A's right now, playing really good baseball. They just got done beating Texas the last couple of days. 5-2 yesterday. Hit to center field, and this is hit pretty well. Eibner back. He's on the track where he hauls it in. A couple of balls hit well in the first inning, but a 1-2-3 frame as the Astros go down. A's come up against Brad Peacock. That lineup tonight, and there are some new names. Joey Wendell doing a nice job as the second baseman. Danny Valencia now is settling in right field. Stephen Vogt is doing some DHing. Chris Davis hit a pair of home runs yesterday. Now has 40 on his big season. Ryan Healy's been a big name at third base. Marcus Semien all year long at shortstop. Bruce Maxwell, another new name doing the catching. Brett Eibner, you saw him in center field, and Matt Olson at first base.
Brad Peacock, right-hander, going for your Houston Astros, making his third start on the season, his 8th time he's faced his former team, the Oakland Athletics. Doing a pretty good job in those last couple starts. Went 6 innings last time out against Texas. Gave up 1 earned run.
Had a good fastball at the knees, outside edge. He gets in front on the leadoff man, Joey Wendell. And one of the first things you hear from the other broadcasters here with the Oakland A's is that Joey Wendell's making quite a difference. Very good range at second base. He takes another strike. It's 0-2.
It's a beneficial strike zone for Brad Peacock early on. He's had success recently with his slider.
Mike Winters, the home plate umpire. He's the crew chief. Tries to backdoor with the breaking ball. 1-2. Marty Foster, Clint Fagan, and Mike Muchlinski, the other umpires tonight. The 1-2 from Peacock. Again, the slider missing low. Plummer talked about that last start for Peacock against Texas. That was his second start on the season for Houston. And left the ball game with a 2-1 lead. Wound up being a Texas Rangers 3-2 win in another one of those one-run wins for the Rangers against the Astros. For Peacock, third stint with the Astros this year. And most recently recalled on the 2nd of September. And after getting ahead 0-2, winds up walking the leadoff man for the A's. Wendell aboard for Danny Valencia.
Tonight's pitching performance is going to be powered by Kubota. Brad Peacock on the mound. We're going to look at his last 2 starts. There were no decisions. Really battled in Cleveland, trying to fight through those 3 2/3 innings that he had. And we know that A.J. Hinch is going to be a little more aggressive going to the bullpen, trying to keep these games close. But he rebounded nicely in Minute Maid Park, pitching against those Texas Rangers doing a good job. He came out with a lead that Ash was talking about, 6 strong. He had 5 punch-outs in that Rangers game.
Danny Valencia had played a lot at third base, now in right field. Ground ball on the left side. It's turned into a 6-4-3 as Correa and Altuve get that double play going. And the first on the night. Quickly 2 outs with that ground ball.
That is beautiful right there. Good play by Carlos Correa. Good feed. Get used to that combination.
Carlos Correa has been playing very well. Jose Altuve continues to play second base as well as anybody. And he turns that double play exceptionally well. 2 outs, Stephen Vogt at the plate. DH tonight. All-star catcher. And a really good catcher. But these Oakland A's in that position where you start looking at younger players, they are always in that position. Ball and a strike on Vogt. Left-hand hitter all the way. Numbers have dropped a bit for Vogt. He's hitting .258 coming in, 12 dingers and 48 RBIs. And we got the drums working here. You ready for it, Blummer?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We definitely need more cowbell.
Can you name that song in 3 beats? That's what I want to know.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Stephen Vogt. All-star not only this year but last year as well for the Oakland A's. Drove in 71 a year ago. Two and 2 the count. Peacock not overly sharp with the breaking balls right now.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing too. He's not very sharp with the breaking balls as a hitter. We talked about it in that Seattle series, how as a hitter, if you can eliminate that, knowing that the pitcher's having a tough time getting it over, you can sit on the fastball.
There's that backdoor smaller version, maybe a cutter.
Well, it's that slider that's really developed for Brad Peacock, and he's had a lot of success with it here recently.
'44th start in the major leagues for Brad now.
Get a good idea of what Peacock is trying to do to Stephen Vogt with our MD Anderson strike zone.
In those 43 previous starts, 11 and 15, 4.36 ERA. Drive to center field. Marisnick back. He'll make the catch shy of the warning track. And only 3 come to the plate in the first for the A's. We're scoreless after 1.
Astros and the A's. We celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with the Hispanic Heritage Street Fest presented by Fiesta. The Street Fest is from 3 to 6 p.m. this Saturday. It includes Great music, food trucks, games. Visit Astros.com/Hispanic Heritage or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to get your ticket and join the Street Fest. Guys, y'all were talking about this earlier, just playing in this ballpark. It seems there's always something that happens in these games, and the A's play really well here against the Astros. Astros 2-4 this season at the Coliseum, but AJ even called it a nightmare at times. This ballpark just plays so differently. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's hitter-friendly, sometimes it's pitcher-friendly. It's just one of those parks, and so he's hoping they can change that this time around, last 3 games they have here in Oakland.
Yeah, is that ever true, Julia? And they call it the Mausoleum, and I think it leaves you leaving here a lot of times feeling like you'd spent your night in the Mausoleum. Correa backs away, has a ball and a strike as he leads off in the 2nd inning. Correa, Gaddis, and Marwin Gonzalez.
You know what adds to the special atmosphere here, especially in September, is they just played a football game here yesterday. So within the last, 12 to 16 hours, they turned this place from Raiders' black hole into the Oakland Athletics.
Las Vegas had a game here yesterday?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders.
I see.
So, I mean, there's painted over yardage lines. It's chewed up from having 300-pound guys push each other around for a couple hours.
There it is right there. Well, I wonder how the football players enjoy playing on the dirt infield surface.
Can you imagine?
I bet that's kind of fun, too.
Yeah.
3 balls and a strike on Correa.
They have to move the mound every time.
Remember the Astrodome. Astrodome was always that same story. Yeah. Correa, big swing as he pops one down the right side. Foul territory for the first baseman, Olsen. And he'll make the play. You better be good on pop flies if you play in this ballpark on the corners.
Fair catch at the 5-yard line. There's some numbers on this series. We talked about the wins and losses. The Astros 8-2 at home at Minute Maid Park. Pretty good runs per game. The numbers stack up in their direction, but like AJ Hinch was talking about, it just for whatever reason at this ballpark, those 4 losses were not pretty.
And yet the Astros have matched up very well against the A's at home this year. 10-6 overall on the season. And so these 3 games in this series will conclude the season series. The Astros have won the past couple of seasons. Evan Gaddis at the plate. 1 home run back of George Springer. 27 on the year, 63 ribbies for Evan. Offering on that changeup, and there's the pitch we've been waiting to see. Over the last 4 games, swinging it well. Well, the Astros played exceptionally well in Seattle those first 2 games. Stopping a Seattle club that had won 8 straight. These Oakland A's again 6 out of 7 as Gaddis stings it but fouled on the left side. So coming on the West Coast for the Astros, it oftentimes can be a really tough trip. These A's have not played well over the course of the season. They're 14th in team ERA. They're dead last in the American League in runs scored, and yet again with the youngsters right now playing very well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was almost in Evans'
that's a
hit it hard zone. Bob Melvin, the skipper.
Yeah, we're talking about the Astros struggling here at the Oakland Coliseum with that 2-4 record, but on the season the A's are 33-42 at home.
19 rookies used by the A's this year. Change up again.
Well, up until that September call-up, the A's had as many rookies on their roster as the Astros did. They were pushing 9-8 guys on that roster.
You know, you kind of anticipated on down years for the Oakland A's. They tend to be a sell-off club, and they bring in youngsters sometimes year after year. But for Bob Melvin and company, it's been maybe enlightening here in September. They have played extremely well. Little slider misses away. Cutter at 91.
Well, I played with the Montreal Expos when I first got called up in the first 3 years of my career, and I know that we played with a certain hunger. We weren't necessarily good or able to beat some of those teams that we were playing against in the National League East, but we were hungry. We would go out there and put up some serious fights against some of these guys. We just didn't have enough to finish off games. But it's that hunger of these guys, these young kids getting into the big leagues, and knowing that they can establish themselves for this last month leading into spring training.
Fastball hammered left center field, deep at the wall. It is out of here. Evan Gattis has put the Astros on the board. Home run number 28 on the year. It's 1-0 Houston in the second inning.
Gattis loves hitting home runs in this American League West.
He has caught George Springer in long balls, 28.
Tell you what, the game plan here in Oakland for these Houston Astros is score early and often and just keep driving the ball.
You get that 3-2 fastball right through the heart of the plate. That's what you do with it.
That's a great look at what you should do with that fastball right down the middle.
I don't think he wasted any distance right there, but well, you take every one you can get, and at nighttime in this ballpark, not easy to launch one. With 1 out, a run in, Marwin Gonzalez comes to the plate, hitting .251. Career high 13 home runs. He gets the fastball and pops it up. Left side for Simeon. And the A's shortstop puts it away. Second out of the inning.
We are going to take a good look at that Evan Gattis swing on our Super Mo, brought to you by Mattress Firm. Fastball center cut, not much movement on it. Head down, barrel on ball. Crushed 109 miles an hour off the bat, 414 feet. But to give you an idea of launch angles and how hard that was hit on the line, 20 degrees off the bat. Usually you see them right around 25 to 27% when they leave the ballpark. So that ball was crushed.
Yeah, that line drive coming off the bat. Teoscar Hernandez gets a start in left field, comes in hitting .216, 4 home runs. He had a big hit in that Seattle series. Cotton is one of 14 different starting pitchers the A's have used this year. This one's deep down the right side, but slicing foul.
I tell you what, Cotton better find some command on that fastball. It's one thing to throw strikes, but you don't want to throw too many good strikes.
Even Marwin, in popping up, had a fastball right there to handle.
Yeah, that was a good pitch for Teoscar. And you may get away with it maybe one time, but these big league hitters make adjustments. They start squaring that up.
It's a great point. Guys will come in after games and say, I only made 2 mistakes tonight. And meanwhile, if you happen to have been the catcher and you see pitch after pitch right there, they get popped up, fouled off, and it just makes you laugh.
And then you shake your head and say, yep, you only made 2 mistakes.
Yeah,
yep, great
exactly.
job tonight.
You keep it up next time, and then you wonder why things turn the other direction next time. Played with Gaylord Perry and many other great pitchers as the breaking ball gets the strikeout. But a different mindset for some of the guys. Evan Gattis puts the Astros on the board, 1-0 Houston after 1.5. Chris Davis leads it off for the Oakland A's. We mentioned the 2 home runs he hit yesterday, numbers 39 and 40 on his season. Not a big guy, but some big time power. Brad Peacock starts him and gets in front 0-1. Don't want to make those mistakes on this guy.
40 home runs, 99 RBIs coming in this ball game.
Guys, so you know there's a lot of motivation on picking up a ribby tonight.
Yeah, if you like money.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Chris Davis. A couple of days ago, 2 Chris Davises were tied with 38 home runs. Of course, the other one with the Baltimore Orioles. Fifth player in Oakland history now, along with Jose Canseco, Jason Giambi, Reggie Jackson, and Mark McGwire, and 7th in the A's history to hit 40 home runs in a season. It's a pretty good company. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Davis, Healy, and Simeon for the A's here in the 2nd inning.
It's actually pretty good distribution with hits and home runs. He is center field pull guy, but he's also got 19 home runs here at Oakland and 21 on the road.
1 hop to Morrow, a nice play as he feeds onto Peacock, and the first out of the inning. And by the way, one more thing on Chris Davis, that 40th home run, the 2nd yesterday, was also the 100th of his career, so that's a pretty nice day.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
With 1 out, it brings up another guy who has been doing a lot for the Oakland A's, third baseman Ryan Healy. He has settled in here in the 2nd half since the All-Star break. I believe he's played every game as the starter at third but 1. And you see the numbers, they are paying off. Takes a strike from Peacock at 93.
Had himself a rough series in Minute Maid Park. Multiple errors. Third base kind of scuffled a little bit with the glove.
Sits safely in 9 straight. Has a ball and a strike.
Hit a bomb in Kansas City.
Boy, did he ever.
Estimated 480 feet.
Yeah, we heard some rumor, I haven't confirmed it, but
yeah, I have to
whatever
figure
the
that out.
distance of that home run was, and there's a bomb to left field. This one is way back there, and they might want to measure this as well, as this game is tied at 1. Ryan Healy hits his 11th on his season. Anyway, as the story went, they were going to charge fans here in Oakland the $4.87, let's call it, per ticket to come in because the distance of the Healy home run. And he's done it again.
And to encourage fans to get in here and watch these ball games. Yeah, but that ball's blasted. The one he hit in Kansas City was a ball down in the zone. Watch the location on this. Breaking ball, stays back nicely, use the wrists. Plenty of pop in that stick.
That sounded noisy enough, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Especially on a night like this.
Marcus Simeon is no stranger to the long ball. Shortstop with 26 home runs. And you kind of see what these A's are doing right now. They're getting some better pitching. They've got some long ball swingers on the club. Simeon hitting just .235, but with 70 RBIs, 26 home runs as a shortstop. Pretty good numbers.
Good look at that breaking ball. Just kind of fluttering right back to the inside corner, and Healy smashed it.
There was really kind of a sight to see on that slider that was hit for the home run. If you put an axis through that baseball, the front part of it was higher than the backside, and you want it to be the reverse of that. You want that to come downward. You get that upward. Watch the rotation on the backside of this baseball. Take a look at that, and you can tell that the front side has to be a bit higher. And you don't get your best slider that way. Ground ball to short, 2 hops for Correa.
Astros fans, don't forget that we love showing your comments and reactions from Twitter during our telecast. Be sure to mention @RootSportsSW in your tweet for the best chance to see your tweet on air. I think we got something.
Well, what do we have?
There we go.
The lumberjack. Well, it was 1-0. It's 1-1 right now. Bruce Maxwell, the catcher, at the plate. Like Stephen Vogt, he's a left-hand hitter all the way. Unlike Stephen Vogt, he has not been an all-star in the American League the last 2 seasons, but the Oakland A's want to find out what they have with this youngster. Takes a strike on the inside edge. Ball and a strike. Maxwell yet to go deep. He has driven in 10. It's one to left center field and deep. Back at the track, at the wall. That gets out of here. And there's his first home run. Opposite field. And that's really launching it here in Oakland.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is
First major league dinger for Maxwell.
Pretty good feeling for Maxwell. Again, a little bit warmer here in the Bay Area tonight. But again, that looked like that cement mixer of a slider coming in there, just backing up, staying up out over the plate. Maxwell gets that extension, drives it deep into that left center field gap, opposite field.
Well, you got that sense when Marisnick started to back off of the track area. So 2-1, the A's lead it. 8-hitter Brett Eibner at the plate. He's the center fielder. Started his year with the Kansas City Royals. Maxwell, by the way, with that first home run, he's a guy that was born in Germany.
There's a good look at that slider again. That's that same rotation that Ash was talking about, kind of that. Tell you what, that ball wasn't spinning very quick either, but getting on the side of it creates that side spin, just backed up.
Now, what you'd love to see is a tighter button on the backside and have that button be higher than the front side, so that it wants to bite downward.
And what Ash is talking about as far as the button is concerned, when you see a breaking pitch or a good slider from a guy who has a good one, it's more or less the spin is so fast that the seams create a red dot. And that's what you want to see with a little bit tighter spin. And of course, you hear about spin rates all the time these days, and the higher the spin rate, the harder the break you're going to get.
So Brad Peacock touched up. A couple of long balls here in the second inning. All the scoring via the long ball. Evan Gattis launching one for Houston. Brett Eibner 0 for his last 8. And Eibner getting the start in center field. He's 8 for his last 29. 6 RBIs over that span. It's over his last 9 games now played with the A's. Foul down the right side. Now you're talking foul territory. No. And oftentimes you just come up shy.
After a good 150-foot sprint.
And watch yourself when you get to that mound area.
Oh, man.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, you get sprinting and focused on the baseball and hit that mound area, you're going down. Don't find many ballparks anymore that have the mounds on the field of play.
Yeah, nothing like a good chop block from the bullpen mound.
Popped on the right side. This one Marwin will get to. He'll make the catch. And that'll do it. A couple of runs for the A's. They lead it. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. That's a nice look from the Bay. Inside the Coliseum. And I believe that's what it is once again, right?
Yeah, I've got the telestrator, so we'll name it later.
2-1 A's lead. We go to the third inning. Jason Castro leads it off back in his home stomping grounds. 11 home runs on his year. He's driven in 32. Jarrell Cotton, just a youngster on the scene for the Oakland A's. Castro will be followed by Marisnick and Springer here in the third. Two balls and no strikes. Castro in that 8th spot in the batting order. Last time out for Cotton, he had a no decision in an A's 5-4 win at Kansas City. And now 3-0.
I'm giving him the green light.
Go ahead and loosen it up here this evening. It's already evident the Oakland A's are going to take some big swings. Taking first strike. 3-1 on Jason. One for 3 yesterday for Castro, that at Seattle. Over the last 21 games, he's had 3 doubles, 5 home runs, driving in 9. And with the 11 home runs now for Jason, 4th consecutive season with double-digit dingers. And that's a club record for a catcher with the Astros. Happens to lead the American League catchers with triples this year. 3 of them. He's second in walks among the catchers in the league.
Astro catchers can hit some triples now.
Not all of them.
Gaddis had the lead last year.
Current catchers, yes.
Oh yeah, there's no way I threw you in that one. I'm just been saying.
Well,
you're too much of a power guy. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. You saw me the way I went after dessert again tonight. So high heat for a strikeout. First out of the inning, it'll bring up Jake Marisnick. And we check in with Julia.
Guys, you were talking about how this field has transformed from one day to the next. The visiting cages actually are in center field, and so guys were taking off today and they were looking at center field, and they came back, said it was a little bit of a mess out there. So that's where the most problems are going to be, but it's going to play very fast, and I was told that second bounce in the outfield is what you got to watch for.
Julia, it looks like out in center field like they've maybe replaced a pretty good sized section. Hard to say. I know they do put those bleachers out in that area.
Yeah, that's got to be a majority of the issue, bringing those bleachers out, putting them right in the outfield here at the Oakland Coliseum. There's that turf that Ash is talking about. Looks like has been replaced.
Yeah, if you kind of back off a little bit, it looks like there's almost a square, certainly in the category of a rectangle, that's appears to have been replaced. Ball and a strike on Marisnick. 0 for his last 7, hitting .213. Jake with 5 home runs on the year. Little slider popped up on the right side. Olsen in foul territory right there at the coaching box and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
It's time to play, brought to you by Toyota. His birthday boy George Springer turning 27 today. How about what he's doing this season? Career highs in home runs, RBI runs in games. Not to mention he's a highlight reel out in the outfield, making some phenomenal catches. Oh yeah, he's got a hose. Nice easy toss for the out on that one. Didn't have to show off the Cobra.
It's nice of you to remember that. Pretty tight little slider right there for a swing and a miss. What do you think George would be most proud of about his game?
I would say he's got options to pick from.
Yes, he does.
My gosh.
Not many guys would have that set of options as he takes another breaking ball. 0-2 the count.
I always think it's kind of funny to talk to these guys and say, what are you most impressed with? What are you pleased with? As you look at other birthdays on this day for George Springer.
Danny Valencia right here with the Oakland A's.
Yeah, Joe Morgan.
Former teammate of mine. One of the great second baseman, power hitting second baseman of all time. Two-time MVP? I think so. There's the changeup staying up.
But getting back to what George would pick, it always seems like you ask these guys because George has crazy pop. I'm sure he's pretty happy about setting career highs in home runs, the runs he's scoring out of the leadoff spot, getting those RBIs up there. But I'd be willing to bet that he would say some of those catches he made this year out in the outfield off the walls and stuff like that, he's probably most pleased with that. Because that kind of helps out the whole ball club and your pitcher.
You know, a lot of times guys love kind of showing off the arm, and I imagine George does. But he's made, not just this year, but you go over the last few years, he's made some of the greatest, and I was going to say phenomenal, and they have been, catches in the outfield you will ever see. But everybody likes the long ball, don't they? Especially the chicks out there.
Yeah, they do. Just ask Greg Maddox and Tom Glavine.
Yeah, I wonder if that has worked out that way for those guys. I don't know if Maddox did. How many home runs did he ever hit?
I don't know. I just remember that commercial.
That was a great one, wasn't it?
Mid-90s. Yeah. It was priceless.
2 down, bases empty here in the third inning. 2-1 A's lead it. And now 3-2 on George. Yeah, so your point's a good one, that George has plenty to pick from, and he may choose one item over another on a given day. One of the most talented, in terms of tools, players I think I've ever seen. If it ever all comes together, watch out. Ground ball left side, hit to third. Healy with the play on to Olsen. That'll do it. A 1-2-3 third inning to A's maintain that 2-1 lead. Brought to you by T-Mobile. We're taking a look at the that wild card chase going on right now around the American League. And Plummer, get any better tonight?
I'm kind of curious how that Toronto-Seattle matchup goes, but it is good. It looks like Boston's going to run away with that American League East.
But that's good, though, because Baltimore takes the loss tonight.
Brings them a little bit closer to the Astros, which is nice, and there you get a good look at it in the wild card standings.
We'll be watching that Seattle game.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious. Do you want kind of cheering for Seattle to win, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's tough. Really tough.
Because you want to bring the Blue Jays back down to you a little bit.
9-hitter Matt Olson with a little half swing grounds one to Correa in the shift. 1 pitch, 1 out in the third inning.
And then have the Seattle Mariners show up in your backyard and take it to them and run away from them.
Yeah, if you feel like you're going to take care of business in your own yard, then go ahead and think that way.
Just bring those Toronto Blue Jays back to everybody and really even it out and make things a little bit crazier down the stretch.
So if you found yourself rooting for one of those clubs tonight, who would it be?
It's tough. As much as you can't stand rooting for a team in the American League West, you would like to see the Toronto Blue Jays kind of come back to everybody else, and the way they do that is by the Mariners winning.
I guess visually, when I look at those standings every day, I want to see the Astros with nobody in front of them in that chase. Line drive down the left field side, slice is foul. That's the leadoff man, Joey Wendell, at the plate. He drew a walk in the first inning. Yeah, so I guess,
well, until you get into that wild card spot, whether it be 1 or 2, that's how you eliminate teams in front of you.
By the way, you were talking earlier about playing with the Montreal Expos as one of the young players and maybe some of that mindset. I'd like you to get deeper into that, about the mindset. Late in the year, you're playing these established players and clubs. Did that come easy for you?
No, the only thing that was appealing is that, number one, you were in the big leagues and getting the opportunity, so you had these at-bats, and then you were facing incredible competition, teams that are in contention, and like you said, had veteran staffs. The Braves, Mets at the time when we were in the National League East, those were the teams that we were playing against, so we knew it was an opportunity. It was great exposure for us to go out there and play hard, because if you put up numbers, all of a sudden your credibility starts to build, you get that reputation going. But in that last month, you know that's all you have left. You don't have the postseason to look forward to. So you want to finish strong, so when spring training comes around next year, the last thing they remember is how well you played in that last month of September.
Good slider for the strikeout. 2 down in the inning. Tonight's Bank of America League Alert. What's our alert tonight in Boston? 5-2 win over the Orioles. Rick Porcello picked up his 21st win on the year. Man, did you anticipate that at all?
No, I knew he was good, but he is off the charts good. 89 pitch complete game. Got that power sinker working.
It's the first strikeout on the night for Brad Peacock. And actually, Porcello, don't know if it was last year or the year before, but really got off to a rugged start, and things were not working out, but boy, it's worked out this year. There's your other birthday boy right there, Danny Valencia. Has a 2-0 count. Grounded into a double play, 6-4-3 in the first. Another one of these A's with plenty of power, 17 home runs and a 2-1 count. Not bad running action right there at 93. Now you may remember that Brad Peacock came from this Oakland A's organization, starting against the A's for the 8th time in his career. And he faced Oakland once earlier this season. Came on the 29th of August. Pretty good looking pitch right there, outside edge at the knees, but the walk. That is the second walk issued by Brad. Comes with 2 outs, brings up Stephen Vogt.
What do you think, Ash?
Well, for me, that was a strike all the way.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
And again, doesn't hit the catcher's glove, but in the strike zone.
Should that matter?
If it's in the strike zone, call it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not.
Catcher sets up in, and the pitch goes right there. Isn't that in the box that you should be looking at as an umpire? To me, you don't narrow it down to the inside corner. You're still looking at the strike zone. Stephen Vogt takes the curveball inside. And again, that's Mike Winters, the crew chief behind the plate. On the ground right side, backhanded by Altuve, takes his time and gets the catcher. Oh, the foot of Marwin comes off the bag, and Altuve is going to draw an error on the throw here. I think Marwin feels like he got the foot back to the bag, and he has already pointed toward the Astros dugout to consider asking about a replay here.
Well, he had plenty of time. Stephen Vogt's not a burner going down to first base. Good play. Marwin trying to pick up his second baseman with that play at first base. This will be a good look at it. Great backhand stab by Altuve on that tough hop. Kind of takes his time a little bit, but just doesn't finish the throw and flips it over to first base. Marwin trying to maintain contact. Let's see if he does. Ball's there in plenty of time. Does he get back? Oh my.
He may not have.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah. And AJ wants to have the umpires review this play. The question for me is the foot on there on the initial catch?
That could be the question too, for sure.
But that's going to take a different view than that one to determine that, I think. I don't know. What do you think on that?
I don't think there's enough for me.
Give you enough?
I'm not sure if that's enough for me to turn it over.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we've got a safe call. That means the umpires in New York have to be able to get a view that says, no, you know what, we need to turn this around.
I think your call is right there. He's on the bag.
It would appear so, wouldn't it?
Because then his momentum takes the foot off the bag, but he clearly has the ball in time.
It is an out call at first base. So the review brings the out, and Altuve very pleased to not pick up the throwing error. That does it for the A's. 2-1 Oakland. For the Astros, Gurriel, Altuve, and Correa. 3 home runs on the night, all solo. Evan Gattis got the Astros on top 1-0 in the second inning. But then the A's got home runs in the second inning from Ryan Healy and Bruce Maxwell, his first major league home run. Gurriel stung one lining out to center field in the first inning. It's the high heat and pops it up on the right side. It's a long run, and making a nice play is the catcher Maxwell. That is not easy to go that far and then utilize that catcher's mitt and make that play.
That's a long way to go, and you're kind of navigating some corners over there. Does a good job of staying with it.
Yeah, you run that far, it's hard to get somebody to actually call that. You just start going and take your shot. So Maxwell with a nice play. First out here in the 4th inning. Carlos Correa, or rather Jose Altuve, will stand in. Jose is 0 for 1 on the night. Julia mentioned a couple of 0 for 4s back-to-back for Altuve. Last couple of games in Seattle. Ground ball hit to shortstop. That throw almost in the dirt. 2 down here in the inning. Marcus Semien last year was quite a project at shortstop. Improved a great deal early this year, but still has 20 errors at shortstop. With 2 down and the bases empty, it now brings up Carlos Correa. Popped to first in the first inning. Batting average at .272 for Carlos. Hit that 20th home run of the year in Seattle. Back-to-back years now of 20+ home runs. It's fallen off the pace from last year. He was 2 for 4 yesterday with that home run we talked about. Getting some good swings tonight. And with that 20th home run, joins Alex Rodriguez as the only shortstops in Major League history with 20 home run seasons in their first 2 years before the age of 22. Hit sharply right side past the diving second baseman Wendell. That's a base hit with 2 outs. So Correa aboard for Evan Gattis.
Good swing by Carlos Correa, and Academy Sports and Outdoors and the Houston Astros are hitting home runs for Houston. And this is what Ash is talking about. 20 home run seasons by a shortstop age 21 or younger. And Carlos Correa, rookie season 2015, hit 22 bombs. This year with that home run in Seattle now has 20. And you can see the only guys to do it twice: Alex Rodriguez, Carlos Correa.
Base hits are good. Always bring the smiles down there, don't they?
Makes my conversation a little bit better.
Not while you're sitting up here, does it?
Well, they haven't gotten rid of me yet.
No, it's always good. Always good. Carlos Correa aboard for Gattis. Takes a nice looking curveball for a strike. I didn't get to listen in on Art Howe and his comments about why it seems to be tough winning here for the opposition teams in Oakland. Anything enlightening there?
Nope. He just said that he was thankful he was on the other side with some of the rosters that he had.
Yeah,
he had some good ball clubs.
You know what? Artie's a good, honest man, and that makes a good manager, doesn't it?
Well, I think part of understanding baseball is that there's some things you can't explain.
Yeah. Like 20-game winning streaks?
Yeah.
Or getting fired after having a 20-game winning streak?
That's probably tougher to explain.
Yeah. I'll have to sit down with Artie someday and find out what in the world happened. One ball and 2 strikes on Evan Gattis. Launched home run number 28 in the second inning. That's a strong man right there. Correa very short lead and driven back to the bag. The Astros now with 2 hits on the night, matching the 2 picked up by Oakland. Nice job behind the plate by Maxwell. Love that look with a couple of knees getting to the ground and the glove staying down. Fourth inning, game 1 of this 3-game series, and the last 3 meetings of the year between these 2 teams. The Astros have been good on the road. That over the last 3 months. And now 3-2. That'll put Correa on the move. In the last 3 months on the road, the Astros are 24-17. That goes back to June 14th. And that's the best record around the major leagues on the road in that time frame. They're followed by the Cardinals, Red Sox, Pirates. And the strikeout. At 89, maybe the changeup. That'll do it for Gattis and the Astros. Still 2-1 A's.
is presented by authority of Houston Astros, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
To the bottom of the fourth we go. The first pitch from Peacock, pumped through with the heat. Cleanup man Chris Davis at the plate. We talked about his recent exploits. 40 home runs on the year. 2 coming yesterday. 100 on his career. Another close pitch from Peacock called a ball. 1-1. It'll be Davis, Healy, and Simeon here in the inning. Slider appears on the last couple that Peacock has thrown to have a little bit better bite going right now. Mentioned that Peacock had come from the Oakland A's. He was acquired along with Chris Carter and Max Stassi. Ground ball up the middle. Altuve's right there to make the play, and out number 1. Let's check in with Julia once again.
It is time for Chevy Stroh poll. So jump on Twitter, follow us at Root Sports SW. That way you can vote in our poll. And since we're in Oaktown right now, who's the greatest Oakland-born raised artist or band? The Pointer Sisters, Digital Underground, In Vogue, or my personal favorite, MC Hammer.
I think that's a good call, Julia.
This is a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, she got that. Didn't you get followed or retweeted
Yes.
by MC Hammer?
MC Hammer follows me now.
Oh yeah, he does.
Does he really?
Smart
We're
man.
pretty much best friends.
You are big.
Except the whole reason I wanted him to follow me is so I could ask him to come to a game when the Astros are in town, so we could do the Too Legit dance together.
Hey, tell him when the next time you guys are doing your weekly chatting or daily, whatever it is, that Dwayne Murphy, former Major League outfielder with the Oakland A's, by the way, and a heck of a player. He's told me that he's a good friend of MC Hammer. So,
What?
yeah.
Can you put me in contact? Because MC Hammer has not responded
I
to
think
any of my
Ash
tweets.
just topped you right there.
Please.
Well, I need help. Twitter help.
Ground ball hit left side. Correa off to his left side makes the play. 2 down on ground balls. Come on, talk confident about the relationship, okay?
No, right? Okay,
Wow.
so we had, we asked everyone this question on Twitter, having some fun, and Nate Drummer here was not happy that Tower of Power did not make it. Look at these just angry tweets that we got because we didn't put Tower of Power on the list. Wow.
You know you're doing bad when you get fired twice.
Man. So, sorry, Nate Drummer. We apologize.
Wait a minute. I got to get back to this Nate the Drummer thing. Is that what he's known as? Nate the Drummer?
That was his Twitter handle.
His Twitter handle.
I got it.
We have really upset him wherever he is tonight.
I wonder if he likes the band Tower of Power.
We gave him his own Stroh poll where he could vote on the best musician band, and all 4 options were Tower of Power. Am I even saying that correctly? I'm not even sure who that is, but Nate Drummer loves them. So there you go.
It's 1 and 2 on Marcus Semien. Julia, are you going to do what is it, the 7th, 8th inning when they do the
Bottom of
Too
the 8th.
Legit to Quit?
Bottom
You
of
going to
the
do
8th.
it tonight for us?
Of course. It's tradition.
Can we find a way to make that directed at MC Hammer himself? Broken bat, little fly ball, shallow in right center field. Springer gets there quickly and makes the play. We'll see if we can work that out for Julia tonight. A 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th inning. Through 4, 2-1 A's. Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Academy Sports and Outdoors, donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa dinger to Houston Children's Charity. And by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. Got a big sale going for these Cocoa Crisp items now, huh?
That is terrible. The guy just left like a week ago, didn't he?
And of course, Coco no longer a part of the Oakland A's. I don't know. He's been getting some regular playing time in Cleveland, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Rajay Davis is getting burned in that deal, I think. We go to the 5th inning. Marwin Gonzalez taps one first base side, handled and taken to the bag by Olsen, and out number 1.
So
hold out for 60% off.
That thing's $100 and you get 50% off Coco stuff.
Now batting.
Got to talk to marketing about this.
Who was it? Julia in there checking out the prices already?
Yeah, she did a little shopping earlier. Not sure if she's in the market
No.
for anything the Oakland Athletics have to offer.
No way. That was not me.
You usually ignore us, and then as soon as we start talking shopping and all that sort of thing, you jump in.
No, when you accuse me of buying green and gold, no chance.
Yeah, no chance.
I think you just
great deal.
over-assumed on what we were saying there. Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. Has a ball and a strike. From $95 to $48.
I mean, how about the labeling? They are just
somebody
they
tied
are
Julia
trying
down
to get that thing out of there. They are relentless. That's like 4 different shots we've seen of Cocoa Crisp stuff.
Josh Reddick no longer a part of the A's. He's a Dodger now, and
how come they're not selling his stuff?
It may have sold before they actually got to that stage. Ground ball left side. Right to the third baseman Healy. 2 down on ground balls here in the 5th inning. It brings up Jason Castro.
Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Sunday as they take on the Angels. 20,000 fans will receive a limited edition Carlos Correa Topps baseball card presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
On the way to your question, did you recently see Julia wearing a Josh Reddick uniform?
No.
No?
No. What? What do you keep
Where are you
trying
getting
to
this?
put
I thought
me
I
in
had seen that.
Former A's gear. What is going on?
I don't know.
No.
Castro fouls one left side.
And Chris' jersey was still, what, $50?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, you're not buying. Wow.
What are you holding out for? What's the magic number?
It reminds me of a certain quarterback for Cleveland where the prices kept dropping.
Which one would that be, Julia?
Johnny Baseball?
I wasn't going to say any names.
No. I played there when a name you guys wouldn't even remember. Brian Sipe was the MVP of the league one year, I think.
How'd that work out?
The Browns actually won some games in those days. 1-1 pitch. Castro takes low. Talked about Jason Castro being a local product. Pretty nice when you can come from, as Jason Castro, Castro Valley, California. And of course attended Stanford. First round pick of the Astros, 10th overall back in 2008. In the air to left field. Toward the line comes Chris Davis. Another 1-2-3 inning. We played 4.5. Get your bids in. A's lead it. Bottom three in the order for these Oakland A's. 10,072 allegedly on hand here this evening.
I'm not sure about the 72.
They might be out where the home runs have been being hit. 3 home runs on the night. 1 by the Astros, Evan Gattis. 2 by the A's, Ryan Healy and Bruce Maxwell. All solo jobs, and you got a 2-1 lead now for Oakland. Brad Peacock works it here in the 5th inning to Bruce Maxwell, who now has a major league dinger. Just 2 hits for each club. Just inside at the knees. Pat Neshek now starting to get loose in the Astros pen. So 5 innings may be the limit tonight for Brad Peacock. Here's the inside corner. 1-2 the count. And a big swing and a miss. For Brad Peacock, just his 2nd strikeout of the night. First out here in the 5th.
Peacock is looking okay. He's kind of battled through some control issues, but always coming back in. But that's that rotation that Ash has been talking about. Get that 12-6 rotation. Again, good spin rate. Get that thing breaking down. That was nice.
The big 4 seams right there rolling. High drive right field. Springer was playing fairly shallow as he goes back on the drive by Eibner and makes the catch. A couple of outs here in the 5th inning as Peacock tries to get through quickly.
Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices with MLB.TV Premium. This includes a free subscription to App Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Nine-hitter Matt Olson at the plate, the first baseman. Grounded out to Correa with that shift on in the 3rd inning and takes a strike. Peacock back with the 0-1. Nice changeup. Not sure we've seen much of that pitch tonight. And he's actually pitching quite well. Around a couple of home runs tonight. The curveball gets the ground ball. Marwin will feed on to Peacock. And a quick 1-2-3 5th inning. So Brad Peacock looking sharper as the night goes on. We played 5. Still Oakland on top.
Special event. Minute Maid Park provides elegant event spaces and high-end entertainment in Houston's most iconic sporting venue. Learn more by calling 713-259-8800 or visiting astros.com/special events. We're going to see Yuli Gurriel in this half inning, guys, and he's been doing a nice job in that 2-hole for the Astros. When Alex Bregman went down with injury, A.J. Hinch was trying to decide on who to put there, usually going with maybe Marwin Gonzalez, but Yuli's been swinging the bat really well, and he wanted him to get even more at-bats because of how well he's been swinging it. Obviously very comfortable there, and Yuli said the other night his approach is a little different, hitting where he is and hitting in front of Altuve, but he's getting some good pitches to hit, and he is ready when he's getting them, guys.
He's got a good swing is what I see, and he seems to bring the same swing night in, night out. Jake Marisnick shows bunt, takes the ball. Some guys are simply good hitters, and to me, Yuli Gurriel has shown quickly that he's in that category. Fastball hit right off the end of the bat. Marisnick popped to first base. That was in the 3rd inning. Jarrell Cotton has been good, just the home run to Gaddis for the scoring of Houston. Finds the inside edge. It's 1-2. Jake Marisnick, lifetime against the A's, has hit a couple of home runs. Goes on that half swing. Pitch in the dirt. They'll fire down to first base and get the out. First out here in the 6th inning. And strikeout number 5 for Cotton.
Somebody, Austin trying to pick up a crisp jersey. Can't get one if Julia's got them all. She might be selling them on the side.
Has there been a run on those all of a sudden?
No, there's plenty left. I have not purchased any.
That's great.
Have no plans to.
You are not budging right now then, huh?
No. That toddler one was only $10 though.
Well, now you're thinking about it.
Yeah. That shows that there has been some consideration. George Springer fouls it down the right side. 0 for 2 on the night. Struck out back in the 1st inning.
What are they doing? Are they yelling at the drummer?
And 0-2 now on George, again fouling it right side. Generally speaking, some very hearty fans here, but tonight very pleasant. I don't know how it feels out there in the seats here in this luxurious booth. It's even a little mucky at times, right?
Yeah.
Half swing on that small slider, maybe the changeup. Five strikeouts tonight for Cotton. That's a new career high. He had come in with just 3 as a career high. 1-2 on Springer.
We talked about how he had so many strikeouts in the minor leagues. In those first couple games against the Angels and Kansas City Royals, was unable to get the strikeout, but here against the Astros, getting a couple more.
Well, he's looked good. There's the changeup again.
Well, he's doing a better job of locating the fastball too, but he has good secondary pitches that he's not afraid to throw at any time in the count, which helps out too. I was a little concerned for him when he was throwing those fastballs in the first couple innings, pretty much right down the middle.
Two-two pitch. And got him. Just a little break on that cutter at 90. 6 strikeouts now. Every one is a new career high.
Spray chart with Yuli Gurriel coming up. Brought to you by Ford. Run scoring hits this season. So these are RBI situations. You see, he is still going the other way. And we talk about approach and how good his swing is. Still taking some of those fastballs, maybe middle in, going the other way with runners in scoring position to get those RBIs. A couple off-speed pitches. He's hammered out of the ballpark.
Chopper to third. One big hop at third. Healy gets the out. 7 in a row retired by Cotton. We've played 5.5. A's remain on top. Game, 3 solo home runs, 2 for the A's, the difference in the game. For Oakland here in the 6th inning against Brad Peacock, who stays on now for a 6th inning of work. Top of the order, Joey Wendell leads it off and chops one foul. Danny Valencia and Stephen Vogt to follow. Wendell walked in the 1st inning, was promptly doubled up on a ground ball hit by Danny Valencia. For the A's, Ryan Dull, who has been a really good pitcher this year, loosening in their pen down the left side. Chopper hit on the right side. It's Altuve, and out number 1.
Good changeup from Peacock. Seen a couple of them in this game. He doesn't typically throw it too often. Showing good command, good feel for it tonight.
It's about winning right now. This is not showcase time, but for a guy like Brad Peacock, every good outing can serve toward next year. Danny Valencia talked about his power and the fact that it's his birthday today. One ball and no strikes as Peacock works it. Falls behind 2-0. In the Astros pen, Pat Neshek continues to throw. Boy.
Tale of 2 seasons, huh?
Yes, sir.
Keep it right there.
And you remember him last year, just tore things up. That's a good slider on a 2-0. Kevin Chapman, the left-hander, loosening for the Astros. Good mindset right there. You get 2-0 as a hitter, and you're going to pick out a fastball and just kill it. Count runs full. 3-2 on Danny Valencia. Valencia got in a fight, about a month ago or so, with his teammate Billy Butler, and Butler has since been let go by the Oakland A's and moved on. Danny Valencia was suspended a couple of days, but has survived and is now playing in right field. Changeup drilled to left field deep. This is up and over Teoscar Hernandez. It'll be a 1-out double here in the 6th inning. Skip's coming out. A.J. Hinch comes out of that first base dugout. And that will be the end of the night for Brad Peacock. That changeup on the 3-2 gets hit hard.
Yeah, trying to spot that thing on the outside corner, drifted back towards the middle of the plate. Danny Valencia didn't have to put too much thought into that, just dropped the barrel on it.
So with Peacock departing, Kevin Chapman will come on, the left-hander, and 2-1 A's on top. We'll be right back.
lead 2-1 with 1 out in this inning. And tonight's winning word in our Want to Get Away sweepstakes is trip. That's trip. Visit rootsports.com/wantogetaway. Fill out the form and use the winning word for a chance to win 2 round-trip tickets from Southwest Airlines. A new winning word every game this week, so watch and win.
Brad Peacock done with his night. Pitched well in my book. And now Kevin Chapman starts things on the left-hand hitting Stephen Vogt. Breaking ball for a strike.
Some numbers in that 3-4 games that he's been in. He's only gotten to face left-handed hitters 5 times. They've gotten 2 hits off him.
Those are the guys you have to get. Nice play here by Marwin. He'll feed on to Chapman. And the second out of the inning as moving into third base is Valencia. But a nice play by Marwin to help prevent another hit by a left-hand hitter.
He's getting comfortable over there at first base.
And now the skip coming out once again. So 1 man to get for Chapman. He does it thanks to a little defense by Marwin Gonzalez. And now time for Pat Neshek to take over here in the 6th inning. He'll do it with a man at third base and a 1-run lead. Again, we'll be right back. Here 2-1 the A's in the bottom of the 6th inning. Man at third base and the cleanup man Chris Davis coming to the plate. So Chapman got his 1 bat. Chris Davis has grounded out a couple of times this evening. Again, not a big guy, but 40 home runs. That is a pretty good year. Frisbee flipped up there. 0-2 the count.
56th appearance for Pat Neshek. That whip still under 1, doing a great job against right-handed hitters.
There's a pretty good reason he's got that low whip. 28 hits allowed in 43 and 2/3 innings. Slider left up but popped up. Back of second base, Altuve drifting in the outfield grass and makes the catch. That'll do it for the A's. They strand him in at third but still lead it 2-1.
Astros fans, it's time to play your favorite game. It's Name That Astro, and it's presented by your local Honda dealer. Here's your clues. His number worn by Jason Lane. He was once traded for Dusty Baker. Signed in 1962 as an amateur free agent. Tweet us your best guess, and we'll tell you who it is later in the broadcast. Any clues, guys?
No. Traded for Dusty Baker. Wow. Yeah, we'll have to think on that one, Julia. Do you know who it is?
I always know.
You always know. Okay. Wow. Pretty frisky. We go to the 7th inning. Ryan Dull now out of the bullpen for the Oakland A's to work it. And a good 6 innings by the starter of the A's, Jarrell Cotton. Altuve looking for his first hit of the night. He is 0 for 2. He's 0 for his last 10. Still hitting .336. His lead in hits has really tightened up in the American League. Start of the day, Mookie Wilson was just 2 hits back of Jose Altuve. Jose is still 2 hits shy of 200. Tries to bunt, drops one down, but it's going to roll foul. And now 1-2 the count. Just my impression, but we don't see Altuve try to bunt much. He has really struggled here in the month of September, and I think we've seen this a couple of times now. An effort maybe to get that hit to loosen things up.
I think it's a good time to do it too, leading off this inning. Astros have been scratching for hits, only 2 on the day. Just trying to get base runners out there and create some issues for Ryan Dull and the defense of the Oakland Athletics.
Saw that pitch well. 2-2 the count. See somebody asking if it's Harry Spillman. I actually don't know.
Oh man, I loved Harry Spillman.
He was your hitting coach at one time, right?
2002, 2003 with the Astros. He was the hitting coach.
He's country.
Oh man.
Good old Georgia boy. Altuve chops it foul. Again, kind of rolling the bat over the baseball. That's what's produced so many of the ground balls to third base over the past few weeks.
Yeah, Altuve is one of those guys, when you see him struggle a little bit, he's pulling the ball. Yeah, I could bring out Harry Spillman's heavy, thick drawl when he was trying to talk hitting with me, because I'd get him so frustrated.
Intentionally? Or just
I wish I could
by
say
your own
intentionally.
skills?
It was just by my own skills and what he had to work with.
2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. 2 hops. Healy gets his man, and not by much as Altuve sprints down the line. 1 up, 1 down here in the 7th as Luke Gregerson gets loose in the Astros pen. What's Julia got in her closet?
Apparently Katie found a picture of Julia's closet.
This is so mean. That's not my closet.
I mean, that is every color. Well
Nope.
played. She's speechless.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, the night will be worth it if we can get MC Hammer to acknowledge you, though, right?
There's still time. There's still time for him to get here.
That would be impressive.
I know, right?
Dwayne Murphy, great guy, and done some major league coaching. I'm not sure where he is today in terms of the game, but yeah, he said he grew up with MC Hammer. I think might have even been a part of, I don't know in what regard, some of the recording sessions. Anyway, wish I had a way to contact Dwayne. He'd get it all working.
Did he write the song Can't Touch This too?
I'm not really sure that took place, but you go ahead and spin it that way if you want. 2-0 on Correa. Pops it up in that huge territory on the right side. Again the catcher, and again the catch. Maxwell twice in that same area. That is some kind of defense.
The Astros trailing. We're going to go back 1 year ago today. Evan Gattis. Time of this home run, the Astros were losing 6-5. This tied it up and launched a comeback. You see the final score 10-6, and tonight Evan Gattis has a home run in this game. The only run on the board for the Houston Astros, a bomb. Try and create a theme on this day.
I'm trying to remember, was that the Evan Gattis bobblehead that got kissed? Yes, it was. Now the Astros could use this bat to stay hot and launch another one. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. The only offense supplied by the Astros coming off this bat. Home run number 28 on the year. Takes a strike right there, that fastball. It's 0-2. And again, Ryan Dull has been tough. .70 and a third innings, 45 hits allowed. That's just beautiful blocking position. Maxwell impressing tonight defensively.
Yeah, he's showing good range on those pop-ups and no fear going over by the dugout.
That's going a long ways, isn't it? 1-2 on Gattis. Dull almost a strikeout per inning on the season. Slider stays inside.
Again, a pitch that didn't hit the catcher's glove, but still might have caught a little bit of the zone.
See how Dull kind of moves his body laterally to make the glove kind of center up on the body. Not a bad move. I don't mean Dull, excuse me, Maxwell behind the plate. Down on the slider. So Dull gets the strikeout, a 1-2-3 7th inning as the A's remain on top.
Get a special gift for the Astros fan in your life and special message. Become a part of Minute Maid Park forever with the Astros Brick Paver program. Visit astros.com/bricks for more details. Houston Astros facing the A's this series, and it was a hot club coming in, and we just got finished facing another hot club when they saw in the Seattle Mariners, and that's just the way this is going to go for the rest of the season for the Houston Astros. They have to be careful even of teams that aren't trying to make their way to the playoffs like the A's. These guys are, some of them playing for their jobs next year. Chris Davis even saying, I want to get to 45 home runs now that I have 40. So you have to worry about everyone from this point out. That's the mentality. The A's can be a very dangerous team. If you're not in the playoffs, you're definitely trying to beat the guys who might make it there.
Always the mindset. Thanks, Julia. Will Harris on to pitch now, brings a strike at the knees. Facing Ryan Healy, the powerful third baseman for the A's. He homered in the 2nd inning, his 11th. Oh, 2 the count, well spotted. Seeing some toy cannon suggestions on the Julia's game tonight. I have to say the silhouette didn't strike me as Jimmy Wynn. Castro with a nice job. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Healy hitting .315 with all the power he's provided. The Oakland A's now have a righty and lefty throwing in their pen. Zach Neal is the right-hander. And Daniel Coulombe is the lefty. One ball, 2 strikes. Bob Melvin, whatever he's done, he's got his A's playing well now toward the end of the season. Hasn't been a great season, however. They start the night a game in front of the Angels. That's the cellar area of the American League West. 21.5 games behind those Texas Rangers, who have the best record in the American League. Boston Red Sox look like they're just about locking up the East. We showed it earlier, the Red Sox down Baltimore today. Toronto leads at Seattle 3-0 in the 6th inning. Estrada's got himself a no-no going for the Blue Jays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will Harris trying to get that first out here in the 7th. On the left side, Correa's there. And out number 1.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us our league leaders. Most innings in relief this month of September in the American League, and the Houston Astros. Minnesota Twins leading the way with 66 1/3 innings pitched. We know the issues with the starting pitching has created a lot more efforts out of that bullpen. There's a lot more guys out there in September, but you would like to see that number a little bit lower, because that would tell you the starting pitching is doing a great job getting deep in ball games, and the Houston Astros starters are not doing that.
On the hands, popped into shallow right field. Springer coming on, calling in front of Marisnick. Second out of the inning. As Will Harris gets Marcus Semien, it'll bring up the catcher, Bruce Maxwell.
Now batting the catcher, number 63, Bruce Maxwell.
And Will Harris, even with some of the struggles he's had in the second half, that whip is a very good one. Just above the 1 mark. Little cut job right on the inside edge. Big night for Bruce Maxwell. 2nd inning home run, 1st home run in the big leagues. He's also struck out. Done a nice job catching a couple of pop flies that were not easy at all. Harris comes up and in. 0-2 the count. Right over the top with the hook. Count stays at 0-2. Evan Gattis has homered tonight. Solo shot in the 2nd inning, but in that same 2nd inning, Ryan Healy and Bruce Maxwell for the A's each solo. And there's that 2-1 lead for the A's. Mentioned that Maxwell was born in Germany, 25 years of age now. Second-round pick by the Oakland A's in 2012. And one of the rookies playing well on this A's roster. First year in the big leagues. Along with that home run he hit tonight, he has 4 doubles. The Astros have not been able to get anybody on base to run. And that's the one area of the game for Maxwell that hasn't been proven yet. 6 stolen bases in 6 tries when he's been behind the plate. Harris with the 1-2. That's drilled to center field. Maresnik, a great diving play. Some kind of center fielder. And that'll do it as Jake brings the gem into play. A 1-2-3 7th inning. 2-1 A's lead it.
A's over the Astros. And it's time to reveal the Astro. Name that Astro, presented by Honda, your local Honda dealer. I think we stumped the guys upstairs for a while.
I have
Your
no clue.
clues. It was the toy cannon.
Toy cannon.
So 24 was worn by Jason Lane until they retired it, and then he switched to 16.
What a great player.
Those are good clues, too.
I wonder if he's staying up and watching with us.
Let's hope so. And let's hope he gets to see a nice comeback by the Astros. 2-1 the A's lead. We go to the 8th inning. Thank you, Julia. Marwin Gonzalez leads it off, turns around and bats right-handed against Daniel Coulombe. Outing number 30 for Coulombe. .43 innings, and he's allowed 6 home runs. One ball and 1 strike. Teoscar Hernandez and Jason Castro scheduled to follow here in the inning. The Astros bullpen stays busy. James Hoyt and Luke Gregerson. Marwin puts it on the ground, and the first out of the inning.
Here's a look at Coulombe's numbers. 4 games against Houston in 2016. 111 opponent batting average. Only 5 1/3 innings pitched. Getting roughed up in those last 11 games, even though he's got that 2-0 record.
Teoscar tries to bunt. Tyler White has a bat waiting on deck. That's Jason Castro's spot in the order. Coulomb from the stretch. Drilled into left field. Teoscar Hernandez has a one-out single. And now Tyler White will come to the plate as a pinch hitter.
This will give us a chance to look at our Lexus defensive rankings.
Now batting.
It's Chris Davis. He can hit the long ball, but he is a guy that you're definitely going to test out there in left field. Doesn't have one of the better arms in this outfield. It's a big outfield here at Oakland Coliseum. Brett Eibner does a good job of going to get the baseball. Danny Valencia is a converted third baseman to right fielder. And I think Gary Pettis is well aware that he is going to try and test those arms, especially late in the ball game here when they need a run.
Bob Melvin is going to get a new arm to come to the pen. So Coulomb is done with his night. One out. Teoscar Hernandez at first base. And Zach Neal will come on to pitch.
Attention, please.
Top of the eighth inning. A one-out single by Teoscar Hernandez has him at first base. And now pitcher number 4 of the night for the A's comes on to face Tyler White, who is the pinch hitter for Jason Castro. Zach Neal is that righty.
Got a couple of starts under his belt, making his 20th appearance. 279 batting average against. Fastball around 90 miles an hour. Changeup, curveball, and slider.
27 years of age, attended the University of Oklahoma. 17th rounder originally by the Marlins. And that was in 2010. As a pinch hitter, Tyler White's had some good swings, 3 for 10.
He doubled in Seattle with Teoscar on first base.
Big swing. And then ran the bases well, scored what proved to be the winning run. Kind of fell back to the old habit right there with that first pitch, that front shoulder responding in an unusual way. And now quickly 0-2 on Tyler. Zach Neal actually wound up getting released by the Marlins in 2013 and then signed as a free agent by these A's. Oh, 2 on Tyler White. Jake Marisnick waiting on deck. That's the 9 spot. Boy, what a play defensively by Jake in the previous half inning. Teoscar Hernandez diving back into the bag. Neal has made 6 starts this year. Again, we mentioned that Maxwell, the catcher, is yet to throw out a major league stealing base runner. 6 for 6 against him.
That's why we're seeing so many pickoff attempts. Really keeping an eye on him.
The 1-2 and 2-2. James Hoyt continues to throw in the Astros pen. Staying alive, Tyler White. That's a big part of Major League at bats. Tough pitches. Jose Altuve, a hitless night. Big man with a home run. Line drive, that's a hit down the left field side, and extra bases. Teoscar coming to third, being waved home. Here comes Hernandez. He'll score without a throw. RBI double by Tyler White, and we're all even at 2.
Late inning lightning.
Well, the pinch hitting comes through here in the 8th inning.
Pushing the right buttons, fighting off some pitches. And Tyler with that front side opening up pretty early, able to get to that pitch well off the inside part of the plate and yet keep it fair. Chris Davis having a tough time down there corralling that baseball.
Teoscar moving it pretty well.
Now batting.
Scores that tying run, and now a pinch runner. It's Tony Kemp at second base. So Tyler White continues to come through nicely as a pinch hitter. Starting to carve a new niche on this club. Pitching coach coming out. That's Curt Young. And he appears to be out there to maybe provide a message. Wendell, the second baseman, summoned into the mound. Tony Kemp at second. Curt Young done with his message. And now a big at bat for Jake Marisnick.
You at all curious as to why Jake is up there when you have a left-handed bat like Colby Rasmus on the bench?
Well, fair enough question.
I'm just, you know, just for food for thought. If you're going matchups,
Jake's 0 for his last 9. Clearly not hot. Has a 1-0 count. And now 1-1 on Marisnick.
and again, it's not a knock against Jake. It's a thought of matchups playing late in the game, trying to get that winning run across the board.
Max Stassi's getting loose down in the pen. Jason Castro has been pinch hit here in the inning. Second baseman Wendell playing close to Kemp at second. Two balls, one strike. We're in the 8th inning, a 2-2 tie in game 1 of this 3-game series. And you know every game is important to every team, but to the Astros right now, really extremely so. Long fly ball down the right side.
Good swing by Jake. Talking about good swings. Saw a couple of pitches away from Neal. Throws that sinker coming inside to Tyler White. Pulled the hands in nicely. Good piece of hitting to keep it pitched that far inside fair.
Big right side to shoot through. Jake lays off. They did appeal. Bombs down on that appeal, and now 3-2. First base open. George Springer waiting on deck.
Good job of holding off, getting himself into a 3-2 count. Should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with George Springer hitting behind him. You want to force Jake to hit his way on.
Tough slider. Jake lays off and draws the walk. Well, you've got good speed aboard. Kemp at second, Marisnick at first, one out, and George Springer coming to the plate.
Great AB by Jake. Just keep putting base runners on, continue to put pressure on that defense, and turn that lineup over. Great job.
George Springer.
Springer's 0 for 3 tonight, a couple of strikeouts. Time for that big swing. George right at 250 now on his season. So Peacock is off the hook. Ground ball slowly hit to shortstop. They'll get one at second and do not get the double play as Springer legs it out. And the Astros hope that turns out to be very big. 6-4 on the force at second. That erases Marisnick. Kemp into third base.
This could be interesting at second base. Watch the feed by Simeon and then watch the slide by Jake Marisnick. Kind of pops up off the bag. Looks like Springer beats it at first base, but I'm curious if they are going to look at this in the A's dugout as far as, is this slide okay? He goes straight into the bag. It's the pop-up part. Didn't create an issue with the exchange from Wendell going to first base. But I think Bob Melvin's coming out of the dugout asking him to look at that slide by Jake Marisnick.
That does appear to be the case. The umpires are going to check in with New York and find out what their view on that play is. Your understanding of that slide at second base says what now, Jake?
Well, I'm curious about the pop-up. I think that you have to stay in that sliding position. He hit the base, and when you have that much momentum going into the base and you put that front lead leg on it, the momentum creates that pop-up.
Clearly the slide's a good one.
And he's out of the way. He's not obstructing it in any way, and he doesn't make contact until after the throw.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Throw is already gone by the time Jake makes any contact, so might.
And he was in contact with the bag.
Yeah, to me, nothing's going to change there. I'll be surprised if it goes otherwise. Now, had the ball still been in the hands of Wendell, the second baseman, when contact was made, it might be another story. Right there, the ball's gone, no contact, and now it comes. And it is a safe call at second base, rather an out with no interference.
Yes.
And so 2 down, runners at the corners. And now that running game could come into play. Yuli Gurriel is coming to the plate. Bob Melvin is coming to the mound. The A's have a right-hander loosening in their pen. And that right-hander is Ryan Madsen. So Madsen has been summoned. He will face Yuli Gurriel with runners at the corners in a tie ball game here in the 8th inning. And again, we'll be right back. Here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs, runners at first and third, and a new pitcher, Ryan Madson.
Making his 61st appearance, 5-6 record, 30 saves out of 37 opportunities. Second in the American League in blown saves, and there have been 2 against these Houston Astros this season.
Lifetime against the Astros, 29 innings, 34 hits, 15 earned runs against him. Misses with a curveball that stays up and in. Gurriel 0 for 3 on the night. Stung it back in the first inning, line to center field. And a chopper left side, going to be a tough play. Madson bare hands, throws, and they got him. What a play on both ends. Madson and the first baseman Olsen, and the A's get out of the jam. The Astros get a run in the inning and have tied the game at 2. I don't.
We head to the bottom of the 8th, and time to announce the winner of our Chevy Stroh poll. We're in Oakland, so we wanted to know which Oakland-born or raised artist or band is the greatest. MC Hammer, the big winner today, 61%, although Tower of Power gave him a good run. Lots of write-in votes on Twitter, or tweet-in votes. Thanks for voting.
Julia, how many times did you vote?
I can only vote once.
There's strict rules on.
Ooh, I wonder if MC Hammer
Stroh
voted for himself.
Is that right?
Ooh, that's a good. We need to figure that out.
Brett Eibner leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher and catcher for the Astros, Luke Gregerson and Max Stassi. As the pitch is hit to right field, Springer's there to make the play. Well, that was some kind of defensive play to end the inning and shut down the Astros as we look at Luke Gregerson.
Doing a good job, part of that back end of the bullpen for the Houston Astros. Keep this game right where it's at.
First baseman, number 13, Max Olsen.
For the Astros, it's been Peacock, Chapman, Neshek, Harris, and now Gregerson. Nine-hitter Matt Olson, the first baseman, stands in. He was part of that great defensive play to end the inning. Madsen had to make a gem, but then left it in the hands of Olson.
I couldn't believe that play was made.
Yeah. And if not made on either end, that's a hit to drive in a go-ahead run. Ball and a strike on Olson. All smiles for Madsen. The 1-1 from Gregerson. Slider somehow misses, and Gregerson just stares in. Max Stassi behind the dish. Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time. Two and two on Olsen. Olsen on the game has grounded out twice. They are tough grinders right about now. Of course, you do it all season long, 162 games. Three balls, two strikes. Leadoff man Joey Wendell waits on deck. That slider stays high, or is that the sinker? Might have been the sinker. A one-out walk. Olsen's aboard, and now Joey Wendell comes to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk. Pinch runner for the Oakland A's. They will turn to Arizmendi Alcantara.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. For the Athletics running for Matt Olson, number 30, Arizmendi Alcantara. Now batting, number 52, Joey Wendell.
So Alcantara, the runner at first base. Joey Wendell hitting .310. Altuve shallows just a bit, and the runner goes. The pitch, a ball, the throw from Stassi not in time, and an easy stolen base for Alcantara.
Yeah, that was one of those Jeff Bagwell type jumps by Alcantara. Watch this break.
That's about as easy as you'll steal him. He's now 3 of 5 in that category. But that's a big stolen base. 1 out. Alcantara with that speed in scoring position. And a 2-0 count. For the Astros in the 9th inning, it'll be Altuve, Correa, and Gaddis right in the heart of the order. Toronto Blue Jays still leading 3-0 in the 6th inning at Seattle. An Astros win and a Mariners loss would have those two clubs tied once again. In the dirt. This time backhanded by Stassi. 3-0 the count. Brent Strom has given a phone call down to the bullpen, so more activity will take place. Chris Davinsky is the guy that gets the call late tonight. 3 balls and a strike. Danny Valencia, that dangerous bat, waiting on deck, and there's Davinsky. One pitch. Grounded right side. Altuve's right there. He'll get the second out into third base. Alcantara.
Get a behind-the-scenes look at places like historic Union Station, luxury suites, the Diamond Club, and much more with a tour of Minute Maid Park. For more information, visit astros.com/tours or call 713-259-8996 to schedule your tour today.
Danny Valencia is grounded into a double play, walked and doubled. Dangerous hitter. 1 for 7 lifetime against Gregerson. Luke goes to the windup. Brings the slider, a good one. If you're Max Stassi and that awareness of the slider in the dirt, got to keep it in front. Tough assignment. You don't play a whole lot, but you know when you do, it's likely to be in a big scenario. The 0-1. Another slider. Not close, but Valencia waves through it. And you could see the commitment right there from Stassi. Even though the ball never bounced, he was already dropping. Watch his reaction.
So that front shoulder in the head go flying.
Much better slider rotation. Referring to some earlier sliders we saw from Brad Peacock tonight. Yeah, there's a lot on the shoulders of Max Stassi. You're joining a club in September, and suddenly you're in a position where you just cannot make a mistake. Two and two. Five pitchers for each club tonight. The 2-2. Hit sharply left side, but right there to make the play, Gurriel. And he does it nicely. Danny Valencia race. That'll do it for the A's in the 8th inning. They strand a man at third. To the 9th we go in a 2-2 tie. Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Lexus, the new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. Traffic is really flowing well tonight.
That is something you will never see on the Bay Bridge.
9th inning. Jose Altuve leads it off, followed by Correa and Gaddis, and Ryan Madsen on for a second frame. Hit to right field, dropping, and it will drop in front of Valencia. So Jose Altuve snaps a string in 0 for 11 as he singles to start the 9th inning, and now you've got the potential running game as well.
Good part of the order to be up for the Houston Astros, and Ryan Madsen has had issues against these Houston Astros. Carlos Correa taking advantage of them on June 4th for the walk-off win against the Oakland Athletics. Keep in mind the Astros are 8-2 against these Athletics at home. And right there, Luis Valbuena. Missed seeing that swing in this lineup. That was a big one-off. Ryan Madson, another walk-off win. Those are those 2 blown saves we've seen Madson give up to the Astros this season.
So we'll see how the Astros play this. Cleanup man Carlos Correa at the plate. Altuve at first, nobody out. And Madson obviously aware of Altuve. The Astros have not been the running team they were early in the season. Altuve 27 bags. He's been caught 8 times. The Astros 3rd in the league with 96 stolen bases. 1-0 on Carlos. 20 home runs. 92 RBIs. Good swing as he fouls it back. Altuve at first base, one of 2 Houston Astros to have scored at least 100 runs. Yeah, you know he'd love to be able to pick up 30 bags this year.
He should be able to.
24 home runs on his season. Strike is called. It's 1-2 on Correa. Kind of a hanger, but taken for a strike. Yonder Alonso, the new first baseman now for the A's. Davinsky continues to throw in the Astros pen, along with closer Ken Giles. Altuve grows, ground ball right side and through. Altuve moves to 3rd. And that was perfectly done with Altuve on the move. And the Astros now runners at 1st and 3rd. Nobody out here in the 9th inning.
Great job by Correa putting that ball in play. Altuve on the move brings the second baseman with him to cover that bag. That opened up that right side wide open for Carlos Correa just to punch that ball through.
Could not have been more timely for the club. And now Evan Gattis comes to the plate, and the A's have to bring the infield in.
Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good, and you can see second baseman vacating, opening up that hole on the right side.
Yeah, if Altuve doesn't go, that could turn into a 4-6-3. Infield in on the corners, but playing for 2 at short and second. However, the A's are going to put Gattis on. There's the second wide one, and that was pretty wide from Madson. And now with the free pass to Evan Gattis, it'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez.
This will bring the force play at home plate into play.
And there's 4. Gattis draws the walk. Bases juiced. And Marwin comes to the plate.
2-strike count. Pretty nasty pitch on the breaking ball from Madson, and all he does is just stick the barrel out. Just kind of push it towards that 4-hole, and I'm with you. If Altuve's not on the move right there, that might turn into a double play ball.
Yep.
But instead, a great opportunity for the Astros to get ahead.
Altuve, that leadoff single, and it really sets up the inning. Without it, you got nothing going on. And now Marwin, a chance to give the Astros the lead here in the 9th inning. It would be the first Houston lead since the 1st. Evan Gattis got the scoring started with a rather second inning home run. Marwin 0 for 3. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Altuve scores. Here comes Correa. The throw to the plate is not in time. Big 2-run single. And Marwin Gonzalez has given the Astros a 2-run lead here in the 9th.
Pretty impressive.
Runs 3 and 4.
Marwin Gonzalez saying, how dare you load the bases and pitch to me. Love the aggressiveness early on, getting that first pitch fastball and just shooting it right back up the middle, not trying to do too much because the infield is drawn in. A good firm ground ball up the middle, sneaks through easily and scores 2. Beautiful.
4-2 Houston. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. And Teoscar Hernandez comes to the plate. 1 for 3.
I wouldn't mind seeing Teoscar maybe drag bunt here. Nobody out, first and second.
Take a shot at a base hit in the process, move the runners up.
Worst case scenario, you move 2 guys up and you don't get an at-bat counted against you.
Were you ever on a team that had a sign that meant that?
Yes. There were a couple teams that said, if I give you a bunt with no strikes, I want you to bunt for a base hit.
With the hit tonight, Teoscar hitting .221, and Marwin Gonzalez, very big swing. 2-0 the count. Well, this inning is evidence of what a measly leadoff single can mean.
Well, we talk about it all the time, and that night, those late innings, getting that first out of the inning is everything.
Good sinking fastball. It's 2-1,
and it's almost more of a mentality than anything.
Got some of the fans anxious to see some good small ball.
That would be a good time. Third baseman back. Whoa.
3-1. That pitch was pretty close.
Yeah, did you see what I saw?
I saw a strike.
Yeah.
I also saw Altuve in the dugout, and you want to see his eyes start to get big and greedy again. 3-1 on the ground at third. 5, 4, and 3. They'll get the double play. Started nicely by Healy. So 2 outs now, and into third base is Evan Gattis. Get a little emotion on this play. Yeah.
They know what's going on. This is a big game.
12, Max Stassi.
That's the first double play turned by the A's tonight. And you can feel that all the way through the club.
Gosh, it's fun to watch.
Max Stassi, his first plate appearance. Ken Giles is loose in the pen. Just a second at bat now since the recall. Trying to be aggressive, gets that curveball. For the Oakland A's in the 9th inning, it's 3-4-5 coming up. So a big assignment for Giles. Vogt, Davis, and Healy are the hitters. And he's ready to go. That's the one you want to get. 2-2. So the Astros have had their way with Brian Madsen this year. Ground ball to third. Little in between there for Healy, but he gets the out. That'll do it for the Astros in the 9th inning. A big frame. They put 2 on the board. To the bottom of the 9th, it's 4-2 Houston. Ken Giles on, pitcher number 6 of the night for the Astros.
Doing a good job. We saw him in Seattle last time he was out there. Got that 11th save going. 1 inning. Throwing the baseball right around 100 miles pretty consistently, but that slider has been absolutely filthy.
Now the batting designated hitter.
92 strikeouts to 17 walks.
Yeah, fantastic ratio, and that despite the rugged start to the season that he had. Even then, he was bringing the gas. It's just hard to figure hitters were on it. Shift on as we start the inning. Stephen Vogt at the plate and takes a strike. Vogt 0 for 3. Talk about a guy that gets on top of the slider. Ken Giles is in that category. And that slider looks like the slider of Brad Lidge through the great years. .92 strikeouts in 60 1/3 innings. There's the slider again and the strikeout. And another punch out as Stassi applies the tag. 1 down here in the 9th. It'll bring up 4-hitter Chris Davis.
Now batting left fielder.
Tell you what, that pitch does not look like fun. Vogt's a pretty good hitter. Slider just wipes him out. Man.
Beautiful positioning by Max Stassi. Davis 0 for 3 on his night. Slider starts it, and they get the appeal down at first base. Marty Foster throws up the right hand. 0-1 the count on Davis. Davis came into play with an 8-game hitting streak. Good slider for a called strike. 0-2. And Giles obviously feeling it with that pitch. Fastball at 100 and well spotted. Ooh. See that ball just straighten out.
Oh, it jumped out of his hand.
That is some angry heat. The 1-2. Back to the slider. And again, that positioning of Stassi, if you could bottle that and bring it all the time, that's perfect. Can't do it better. Fastball got him again at 100 miles an hour, and Giles has struck out the first 2 in the 9th inning. It's up to Ryan Healy.
He has been impressive. 94 strikeouts now on the season for Ken Giles, and that is just bringing the noise.
4th strikeout for Houston pitching. It was Healy who homered to tie the game in the 2nd inning. Yeah, try to get to that stuff.
Man. I'm glad I don't have to try.
Healy,
it's fun to watch though.
Taking on that slider, takes a ball. No, I'm with you. That's just some of the toughest stuff you'll see. Popped up. Carlos Correa at shortstop. Altuve has come over and calling. He'll put it away. That'll do it. Ken Giles rather comes in for the 9th inning. A couple of strikeouts, a 1-2-3 frame. Marwin Gonzalez, a big 2-run single in an inning that saw Altuve and Correa come up with hits, and the Astros walk out of game 1 of this 3-game set with a very important 4-2 win.